All right, guys. Hey, welcome everybody to the Chris and Philly Power Parent Project show. We're going live today.
Our launch week.
Woot, woot. Hey, welcome, guys. So I'm Chris Billette. This is Philly Billette, and we are on a mission to end burnout in parents in business. If you're in business, if you've got kids, this is directly for you. If you don't have a business or you don't have kids, or maybe your kids are big and old, this is still for you, but we're just going to be talking mainly to business owners who also have kids. But stick around if you've got mood issues, energy issues, or gut issues. What we have to share is really going to hit home. What are we talking about today,
Yeah,
hon?
okay, cool. So, well, actually, this is really relevant for everybody. How environmental toxins can cause hormonal imbalances. I wanted to focus on estrogen dominance today. But, yep, talking about toxins and hormones.
Yeah, going from grrr to great. It's going to involve a bunch of things. We want to find out and really discover what's going on in you and with you and start to get you a diagnosis. Once we've diagnosed and uncovered all those hidden obstacles, we're going to really discover a way to get you from where you're at now to where you want to be. And that opens up a pathway for us to heal you deeply, really do the things that really need to get done. In the day and age of Dr. Google and YouTube, there's a real need for connection, guidance, and support. There's so much information. Hey, it can get
overwhelmingly scary. I have cancer.
100%.
Type Dr. Google information.
Yeah. So
I've got a pimple on my nose. I have cancer.
Yeah, and so we kind of, apologies if we're making light of a serious situation, but it can get frustrating and overwhelming. Hey, like there's so much stuff out there, so much knowledge and information. When you jump onto a forum with people who've exhibited the same sort of symptoms as you, the advice given can vary from Googler to Googler and forum contributor to forum contributor. And let's just face it, when you head into your GP, they don't have a lot of time to really dig in to what's going on. So we would like to just show appreciation for you guys for jumping on and hearing us talk live to you. We're super excited. Stick around. This is launch week, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Power Parent Project is live. The doors are open. We're accepting registrations to our web class. Link will be down below if you watch the replay. We'll pop it in there, and we're super stoked to have you guys here. The web class is going to be a gap filling process. It's going to introduce you to our Power Parent Project. If you want to be happy, healthy, and have the lifestyle that you want, and become a power parent, go from feeling like a dragon parent or a zombie parent to being a real power parent. Show up more productive, have more capacity, more love and presence with your family, then this is for you.
Yeah, awesome. So we believe that in order to become all that, you need to master 6 key areas. And one of those areas is the environment. So we wanted to focus our live today on one of the principles that we help our clients with, and that is the environment. So there's 2 aspects to that. One, you need to make sure that your environment is set up for success, but also you want to make sure that your environment is clean of anything that is harmful to you, including toxins, dirty electricity, and mold. So the thing is, so we're really good at helping people with mood issues, energy issues, and gut issues. And when we start digging to try and like initially work out what body systems are out of balance, often we will find that there's detox issues and also that there's hormone issues. And I wanted to talk about estrogen dominance.
What's estrogen dominance?
Okay. So estrogen dominance is where your estrogen, so that's a sex hormone, and this is more common, I've seen it in men too. This is more common in women and mums. So where estrogen levels are too high in ratio to where your progesterone levels are at. And that's where you become at risk of nasty things like cancer, breast cancers, vaginal cancers, but also too, like, it can cause a lot of burnout symptoms.
And what's progesterone? That's a big word. I don't know how to spell that. Tell me and everybody.
PROG. So progesterone is your hormone. So basically, a little bit of an anatomy. When you ovulate in your mid-cycle, so around day 14, if you have a 28-day cycle, estrogen levels should peak. That then allows your egg to release. And then progesterone comes in, and it's very anti-inflammatory. It makes women feel good, and it should rise in that second half of the cycle while estrogen starts to come down. Now, what can happen is that estrogen levels can build up in the system where you're just not clearing estrogen very effectively. And what can then happen is that you can actually suppress progesterone. So a lot of women, well, I really quickly talk about men. So men can have this issue, believe it or not, where their sex hormones are a bit out of whack. Often you have like the man boobs, the belly fat, low libido. But for women in particular, a lot of PMS issues. So getting like those headaches and those migraines and the energy crashes leading up to your period or with your period, feeling very irritable and snappy, or what I call the dragon mom. Headaches and migraines, like hormonal migraines, are really a part of that picture as well. And also just weight gain. So estrogen is not a bad sex hormone, but in excess can become bad, and it also harbors fat. So you can actually start having like really stubborn weight gain, or you find it really difficult to lose weight, even though you did the things that you used to do a few years ago that helped with that.
So what you're saying there is, if there's a real imbalance, that can create issues, hey?
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
So how can you confirm if you have these imbalances? I mean, like some of our listeners today, you might be thinking, gee, that sounds like me. Or maybe you might be like, when you go back and watch this replay, you might pause it and Google some of those terms that we just said there, which is totally cool. But how can people, our listeners, really confirm that there's an issue, an imbalance? Go beyond a guess and get to confirm, no.
So that is where we would say test, don't guess. That is principle number one, all about the body.
Bushka.
So we want to actually, rather than guessing and saying, oh, you have a bunch of these symptoms and it sounds like it's this. You know what? I love being wrong. when we have like case reviews with
people. Tell me more. What do you mean?
I love being wrong. And I'm like, I am so sure it's this. Let's test it. And let's just say we get like a female hormone test panel back, or a stress hormone. And I'm like, you are so stressed out, but your stress hormones are functioning perfectly. It doesn't make sense in my head. And your symptoms tell us that you are in adrenal fatigue, but that's not the issue. We need to look in other body systems.
Yeah.
So test, not guess, amazing. It just, like, the amount of people that feel relieved to know that it's not just all in their head, and that we are uncovering like real imbalances that GPs don't usually test for that are causing their symptoms is that's why I wake up in the morning. I love what I do.
Okay.
Of course, I love fixing people and helping people heal too, but I just love the testing.
and so I have gone from feeling really banged up, beat up, burnt out, broken down. I'm trying to think of all the B words that I possibly can. Thinking of all these B words, and I felt like burned out, right? And all I wanted at that point was just like it was kind of like a label. Like I wanted to go to the doctor, have a sit down, and have him or her say, "Oh, Chris, you have a thing." And I was like, I have a thing. And that was like, like a real sense of relief when I knew what I had the thing. And so some people, what if when we do testing, that it comes back like you might guess, I bet you this person's got a stress hormone imbalance. I bet you they do. And it comes back, actually, no, they don't. I mean, so I in that instance would have felt really frustrated. I'm like, well, what the hell even is it? Heck thing.
Yeah.
What do you do there?
Yeah, so there's multiple tests that we test for.
Got
and
it.
so let's just talk about, we're talking about hormones at the moment. So let's just pick out PMS as like a burnout symptom that people experience, where they're feeling very anxious, tired, skin flaring up, all that sort of stuff. So now this is interesting. So although it's like, okay, your symptoms are popping up around period time, well, it's obvious that it's a hormone imbalance. Now, often, it's pretty obvious when we test. It's like, okay, you do have a hormone imbalance. But I've actually had a few people where it's like, wow, your test is the best that I've seen for female hormones, yet you're still getting these female hormone issues. We've got to dig deeper. And for this person that I'm thinking in my head, it actually ended up being their detox pathways, which were really screwed up. And that was actually affecting a lot of their female hormone issues that were happening around the female hormone time. Now, yes, it was probably still putting stress on the female hormones during that it is stressful to bleed your womb out. It's also cleansing and beautiful. But, it is stressful. And so it was just those symptoms were showing up during that time in the cycle when there was a bit of extra stress, but it was the big thing was that it was coming from these detox pathways that were impaired.
Yeah, got it. So this there might be some of our listeners feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm coming to you guys because I'm overwhelmed and all this science is just overwhelming me even more. Like I like that you guys know the science, but oh my gosh, are you gonna make me learn all this sciencey stuff? Like how to get a real clear diagnosis? What's actually involved? What do they got to do?
Like in terms of what we do with clients?
Yeah, let's talk about Power Parent Project.
Yeah, okay.
Like what are people going to do? Like,
Yeah.
because some of our listeners might be feeling overwhelmed and frustrated and annoyed. Like they might be feel unheard. Hey, like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do?
Yeah.
How can we help them?
So we will connect the dots.
Can you connect the dots?
Which
boom,
is
boom, boom.
Connecting the dots, but also spending time with people. So go to your GP, you get like, hello, Rosie. You get like, 10, 15 minutes with the GP, and that's just enough time to say, I feel like this, but you don't get anything really back in return except for maybe a script to get some blood tests done.
Like a production line. It's like a factory. It's like next, next, best guess in 15 minutes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's not a diss or a dig. Like it's super essential.
Yeah.
Medical system is like designed to keep people alive. I mean, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Just maybe not thrive, right?
Yeah. But then that's where there's some people who get stuck in this limbo area where they don't have the diseases that, GPs test for, treat, those big nasty things, yet they're still feeling crap.
Yeah.
And they don't know what's wrong. And so
my blood test came back fine.
My blood test, but I don't feel fine. So we help to connect the dots. We spend a lot of time initially with people to really uncover, one, to do the testing to find out what body systems are imbalanced, but that's not it. Then you have to then go further to work out, well, what is the root cause of why those body systems are imbalanced in the first place? And so that's where we will start digging into lifestyle and environment and the way that someone thinks and feels and behaves and the things that they're eating and their relationships. And all of these things will really interact with the way that your body functions. And so we want to dig to the root cause to try and discover not just what body systems have burnt out, but why they've burnt out, because that's where the healing actually takes place.
Bushka. So there's quite a bit that goes on behind the scenes. Like, there could be a whole bunch of symptoms and frustrations and causes, contributing factors. All these things are like data plots on a page, right? On a graph. And they're like, we just, like that's a dot. That's something interesting. That's a data point. That's something interesting. Okay, let's take note of that. Oh, that's interesting. Let's have a look at that. And then after a while, it's just kind of like those connect the dot drawings, those ones. At the start, it just looks like a bit of a mess. Hey, it's just the picture is not clear. It's just a whole bunch of, it's a mess of dots. And so what you're saying that we do is we'll go ahead and we'll connect the dots, and we'll show you how this dot's connected to that dot, and we bring it all together so you get an overall picture of your health. Hey. Mm-hmm. And then the tests are there to confirm the imbalances. Like you've got, after our listeners and our clients will meet with us, we'll have a pretty good idea of what's going on based on our thousands of clients that we've seen already in experience. But then test comes back, and it might be not what we thought in the first place, and we might have to dig a little bit deeper, and we'll connect those dots in a different way. It might instead of going here like we expected, we might have to zag instead of zigging, right?
Rarely we get someone, it's like textbook, you do this, you get this.
Yeah.
And that is health. It can seem complicated, and it can feel complicated, and that's where having a guide guide you through that maze.
We have a secret.
Essential.
We got secret things.
We've got like backup plans for backup plans for backup plans.
Secret backup plans and all this sort of ninja stuff. Like you might come in frustrated and overwhelmed and get your lab tests done, and if it was up to you, you might still be overwhelmed and frustrated because Google might not be able to answer those questions. But then Philly's got these little shizzle nizzles that she will get in, and these backup plans. It seems complicated, but there's only so many ways that the body can fall apart. And when we follow our system, boom, 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 just like Lego blocks, we can build out a solution that's really, really right for you. Bespoke.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we get into the environmental toxin side of things?
Yeah.
A bit deeper? Is that okay?
Let's dig into that. So environmental toxins, what are environmental toxins?
Right. There are
Hello, everyone.
Who even knows now how many environmental toxins there are? So when I'm talking about environmental toxins, let's talk about in the home, because there's so much stuff going on in this world. The world has never been more toxic, in fact. And look, 10 years ago, a lot of experts would say, well, the root cause of why everyone's sick is because we're eating processed food. Now, what the experts are actually saying is the root cause why everyone is sick is because we live in such a toxic world that is just continually getting more toxic. Now, there's lots of root causes, but this is a big thing. And the reason why I started looking into the toxin side of things, I fixed my nutrition. I was eating whole foods and fermenting and sprouting and eating offal, and all that was great. But then I remember after I had my second baby.
Hang on, wait. Let's pause for a second. Hang on. Philly just said we were eating offal and it was great. So Philly, you just lumped me into the we right there.
You were eating my offal.
I ate the offal, but she said it was great. And I feel like I need to clarify something there. I'm just going to be honest with you that
it didn't last very long.
It's not our jam. So just so you know,
we did 3 months. I gave it a good.
We
crack
gave it
with
a
the
red
family.
hot crack.
I didn't mind it. The sheep's brain was okay, but
no,
anyway.
It wasn't.
Anyway, enough of the offal.
I could do kidney.
So
in a slow cooker.
Ooh, that's tastes like you, Ryan.
No, in a slow cooker with like other meat.
Okay.
Offal's all right if you mix it with other meat.
Okay. Anyway, so I was doing all this stuff, and I was trying to get to the root cause of my health issues. I had quite a lot of these symptoms that we were just rattling off. And I remember I was cleaning. No. I bought one of those candles that burn. They don't actually have a flame, but they burn and they let off like nice smelling stuff. And I bought a couple of those. at like a party, trying to support. And anyway, I started feeling nauseous, like I had morning sickness, and our second baby was only 3 months old at the time. And I'm like, holy crap, I cannot be pregnant. I did like 3 pregnancy tests because this morning sickness just didn't go away. Luckily at that time I wasn't pregnant because I was dealing with a lot of health issues, which I just don't think I would have coped to be pregnant again. But anyway, I worked out that I went away for a holiday. All the morning sickness disappeared. When I came home, pulled out the Scentsy things. Oops, sorry, probably shouldn't. The little burning things. And I started feeling morning sickness again. And I'm like, do I have to do another pregnancy test? And then I figured out that it was because of these candles, or non-fake candles. And then I'm like, holy crap, if that's making me feel so nauseous, like I want to chuck up, what else is it doing to my body? And then I started getting in tune with, how do I feel when I'm using the cleaning products, and how do I feel when I'm putting stuff on my skin? And it worked out that, I was getting headaches, and I was getting anxious. I was getting heart palpitations when I was cleaning. I thought it was just because I didn't like cleaning, but it was because I was using toxic products.
I get heart palpitations.
I'm like, do I have PTSD over cleaning? So anyway, that got me into another rabbit hole of, okay, so I've cleaned up my nutrition. I'm trying to deal with my stress. Now I got to clean up the toxins. And so I don't think I went cold turkey, because I'm also waste not, want not. So I think I used up things, and then I replaced it with natural
Aren't they in
products.
our cupboard still? Nah, they're gone. They're gone.
Oh, I ended up chucking all my nail polish away because I came home once and my kids had smashed all the bottles.
Amazing.
And they were using the nail polish to do paintings. You were asleep at the time.
Yeah, because that was in the middle of me having stage 2 adrenal fatigue.
Yeah. Look after the kids while I go to a workshop where I'm going to teach people about living a toxin-free life. And I come home and these nail polishes that I'd put deep inside the cupboard, and I swore I would never use again, but I couldn't yet throw them away. I came home and my kids had smashed them all, and they were doing paintings on the kitchen table while Chris was asleep. And I'm like, how did you not smell that?
I can't even remember that story.
Oh, that is so funny. Anyway, so cleared out the nail polish then. So
gone.
Then I'm like, okay, I want to learn what makes a natural product. And what I discovered is that a lot of even the natural green organic things in the supermarkets were still toxic. And this became my little Bible. We have 3 cameras going at the moment, so I'm going to try and get it into all 3 cameras. That's called the Chemical Maze.
I got it.
This is an awesome resource, if anyone wants to try and work out if what they have in their house, what they're using to clean and what they're using in their skincare products, and even food additives are safe or unsafe. And so anyway, there's thousands, and I still look at this every now and then.
Our oldest daughter Poppy, she even looks at it, doesn't she?
She reading it as a bedtime story. I had it out. I was using it for a client, and Poppy said, "Oh, what's that book about?" And I said, "This book changed my life."
She's like, "I want some of that."
And so anyway, for the next couple of weeks, we read it from front to back, full on science. There's no sort of fluffy stories about people smashing nail polish and babies getting into it. But Bobby loved it, and she's like, wow. And so she started making better choices because of it too. So just there's so many, I don't want to bore people with all the toxins, but I'll just mention a couple. So parabens is a really common chemical in a lot of cleaning and skincare products. It's used as a preservative. Now, there was a research article that they actually dissected breast tumors from 20 different participants, and just to discover, was there any correlation with the organic matters, chemicals, toxins, everything in the tumor. And what they found was 19 out of 20 of those tumors all contained paraben. So if we're talking about, now it's really interesting too though, that was all in the breast tissue. So this is a female hormone type cancer or tumor. So not only were the toxins leading to malfunction of cells, But it was just interesting that it's actually affecting the reproductive system as well. And that's then one of the reasons why is because your liver will not only sort through toxins and, get rid of toxins, but it's also sorting out, clearing, metabolizing sex hormones. And in particular, estrogen needs to be cleared. So we produce quite a lot of it, especially women. And that excess estrogen needs to be cleared from the body. Otherwise, it gets built up in the system.
All right, hang on. Hold on right now. Hold on.
Too much science?
Not too much, but I don't know. Okay. I'm just going to have a chat with these guys for a second. Okay. So just between us, you can tell Philly knows her stuff, right? Like you can tell she knows, hey, so we don't need to hear another word for the next, like on this video. And she could keep talking about this stuff. Hey, so I just wanted to let's just have that conversation right there.
If you have any more specific questions about that, put it in the comments and I'll do another live.
Okay. So back to the topic of this conversation.
Environmental toxins.
Environmental toxins can cause imbalances in your sex hormones. And why is that important again? Go back to that one. Why is that important?
Or how does it happen? It's more because of the detox pathways.
Why is it important? Why should we care?
Oh, why should we care? Because that is causing you to feel like Dragon Mom.
All right, cool. So let's cap it out. So environmental toxins. Are you guys clear with that? You clear with what environmental toxins are? Seriously, leave a comment right now down below. Like, can you go over environmental toxins again? And we'll reply to you. We'll get back to you. If you're live, you can punch in a comment right now. So environmental toxins cause sex hormone imbalances. Sex hormone imbalances can cause dragon mum, zombie dad issues.
Inflammation.
Causes inflammation.
Even gut issues.
I mean, it causes a whole bunch of
infertility,
nasty
PMS,
stuff,
headaches, migraines, skin issues,
and then
the list continues.
And then we go even further. It's like
insomnia, nightmares.
So all these things sound like me. You might be thinking they all sound like me. So therefore, how the biscuit tins do I know if that is me? So all these dots sound like you. What next? What do our listeners do? By the way, if you're with us still, we have 2 minutes left on our live today. So let's bring it all together.
Yeah.
How can our listeners confirm that they have an imbalance? And then how can they connect the dots so they get a picture of their health? What are they going to do?
Yeah. Well, test, don't guess.
Guess.
Stop Dr. Googling.
How do they do that?
Get in touch with us.
How do they do that?
You can book in for a discovery call.
How do they do that?
We will leave a link. No, actually, the link that we'll be leaving will be to our web class.
Yeah, okay, so back it up. So if they want to get all that, then
I feel like you're interrogating
I'm
me.
interrogating you. You're in the hot seat. The hot girl on the hot seat. Oh, mama. So the way that we help people to figure it out, to test, don't guess, is to click the link in the description below, book in for our web class where you can ask specific questions related to your health and also understand how to apply our 6 power principles so that you can be able to go from feeling to feeling great, right? And be able to diagnose, discover, and deep heal yourself so that you can be more in control of your body, your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, your environment, your lifestyle, your relationships. You can go from being a burnt out parent or business owner to being a
super healthy,
super vibrant,
productive, clear, focused, and at the end of the day, showing up as the best person that you can be, the best mum or dad that you can be.
And we call that person a power parent. All right. If you want to be a power parent, consider joining our Power Parent project. It's a 6-month journey, a deep dive into the healing process. It's not just a download a diet kind of thing. Guys, we are going to help you to implement changes that will actually make a massive difference in your life. And we love this stuff. Hopefully you can get a feel for that, feel a vibe for that. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Loved having you here. If you guys have any more questions, leave us a comment down below. Take good care. See you later.
I will just add. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. AEST time, will be our next live. We're actually going to be doing that through Zoom. So it's going to be interactive. We're going to see you, hear you.
Book in for that.
So we will leave a link there. You will need to book in. And then Thursday, Friday, we have some more lives as well. Have we got some comments?
No.
Oh, yeah, up there. I was just
here
wondering
we
if there
go.
was any questions.
Great to see this kind of medicine expanding.
Woo-hoo,
Thanks, Jen. I know a fair bit about toxins, but you really only gave listeners parabens since I came on. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Chris cut me off there.
Yeah.
We go deep into all the toxins in our program.
Yeah, gotcha. Good call, Jen. Kylie, the hot girl in the hot seat. She is. Good to see you too, Kylie. Thanks for the info,
Awesome.
says Jen. Awesome. Thanks for
Thank
tuning
you.
in, guys. Keep the comments coming. Love to hear it.
Yeah, awesome. See ya.
Take good care. Bye.